What's going on, everybody? This is Elder Jacody Owens coming to you Wednesday, January 21st, for a quick word on Wednesday. Scripture I'm going to be coming from today is Luke 6, verse 35 and 36. And I'm going to jump over to Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. All right? Luke reads, "But love your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great. And ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful." Amen. All right, before we go on to the next scripture, just a few things that stuck out to me here, of course, is love your enemies. And that reminds us of how he loved us while we were yet his enemies. And he died for us, Jesus, while we were yet his enemies. And, we're supposed to be walking in those same patterns, walking in those same footsteps. So we can, therefore, he can allow to grow in us, allow to, what's the word I'm looking for? He can allow us to really be those children of God as he is a child of God. All right, love your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again. I used to always hear a Shakespeare, and I'm going to read this, that says, "Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for a loan oft loses both itself and a friend." And honestly, that makes complete sense. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for a loan off loses both itself and a friend. Like, look, I'll give you $100. I'm expecting $100 in a week's time because I need that $100. If you don't have the money to lend out, don't lend it. But if you're blessed to have it and you lend it out, and okay, I'm gonna take my rent money and I'm gonna give it to you, but that's my rent money, so I might not. I'm gonna need that back in a week or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got you. And then you don't get that money back. Then you're going to be looking at whoever you lent it to as you're going to be looking at them kind of funny. You're going to have certain feelings towards them because of how they did you, how they treated you. Shakespeare says don't lend at all. But Jesus says, and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again. So if you got to be in a position to hope for nothing again. Don't give you something that you need to support your family, keep your bills on, because then you're going to need to have your hand out. Of course, unless the Lord leads you, of course, to do that. And your reward shall be great, and ye shall be children of the highest. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Now that part of the verse there, and you shall be children of the highest. Again, we're walking and following in the footsteps of Jesus. We're learning to give more and more over unto Christ. We're learning to lose more and more of ourselves, so more and more of him can live through us. And for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. When you look at that, it's not surprising that you find that in Scripture. Not only the fact that he loves his enemy and we are to love our enemies, that we were once his enemies, yet he loved us. But he's kind to the unthankful and to the evil. And as we can look around the world today, we can really see this scripture in fulfillment. You know what I mean? Jesus proves himself, and this scripture is part of that proof, because you look around, we see a lot of quote unquote evil people. Because I'm not going to just straight call anybody evil. I don't know what they're doing, but God knows the heart. God knows men. But we can see some actions of people. We can have that righteous judgment to understand their actions are evil, and they're partaking in evil things. So we see these people and unthankful people, but it seems that God is still showing favor to them. He's still blessing them for a time. He's having mercy on them. And he's being kind to them. That's who our God is. There will come a time where judgment will rain down, and that's going to be a terrible time. So, and our family members, some of our family members are going to suffer that. Some of our loved ones may suffer that. So though we see the world around us and in a bad state. But look, we have loved ones too that are unthankful and evil, right? So we thank God for his mercy and his kindness that he's bestowed on the whole world and even us. Be ye therefore merciful as your Father also is merciful. All right. Now I'm going to jump over here to Matthew chapter 6, verse 21. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. But where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You know, when Jesus says lend, looking for nothing again, therefore your reward shall be great. You know, this is another way that we store up treasures in heaven. You know, when we do things and we're not, when we don't receive a thank you, when we're not expecting a thank you, when we do things and we're never expecting to see that money again. You know, this is how we store up for ourselves treasures in heaven. You know, when we do things and we're not looking for, did my neighbor see me? Did my wife, my sister, my brother, did the congregation, did they see me? You know, when we do things in secret, God rewards us openly. You know, but it stores up for us treasures in heaven. You know, so that's just something to keep in mind. That's something to always be looking at, you know, because I can understand how friendships can be broken behind lending. You know, me and my friends, we lend each other video games and stuff like that. And I still have some of my brother's video games. I still have some of my friends' video games, and vice versa. They still have some of mine. You know, but it's not a big deal. If we really wanted it, we go over the house, we grab my game, and it's over. You know, but it's just I can understand how if it's something that's important, like, you know, I really need this for this, but I'm gonna let you hold this for now. But I'm looking at you as a friend, and I'm expecting it back. And when you don't get it back, there's a problem. I understand that, but you know, Jesus is just he's putting in us, he's building in us now. You know, this is how you're supposed to do this lending thing. When you lend, don't look for it back. You know, so therefore we have to prayerfully be in a place where we can sacrifice this thing. Or if we're going to take a sacrifice from whatever and be laid on a bill, that's, God has to put that on your heart. You know, but there's also a scripture that talks about the wicked man borrows and repays not. You know, so again, it's all in the same vein of what we are talking about here today, about lending and not looking for nothing back, about being good, about being children of the highest, about receiving great rewards, you know, being kind unto the unthankful and the evil. You know, so hopefully that scripture's been a blessing to you as it's been a blessing to me. Because when I read it, and I've read it before, but for some reason, when I read it recently over the past few days, it really jumped out at me. It really grabbed my attention. So I figured, I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and talk about this on Wednesday because it really just hit me. All right, and I don't have any body that I've been lending out to or expecting nothing back, but maybe I will in the future now. You know, and maybe it's just preparing me. Maybe it's preparing us. Maybe it's preparing you for that time when you do lend out and you don't receive back. You know, and it's God telling us how to go about it, how to handle it, how to gear our minds towards it. All right. If you have any prayer requests or any testimonies, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can email me at jacodio@gmail.com. Monday is the prayer on Monday. Tuesday is Testimony Tuesday. And I'll come again on Wednesday with another word on Wednesdays. Hopefully something to encourage you, lift up your spirits, and just be a blessing to you like it's been a blessing to me. All right? Until next time, be blessed.